Hey everyone, and welcome back to Serena's Toy Room. Today I will be unboxing the very special Beetlejuice Monster High Skullector set. I ordered this on Amazon and I actually got it for less than retail at 14% off, which was very exciting. I didn't even think I would get these, period. I am a huge fan of Beetlejuice, and I'm going to talk a little bit about my love of that movie and my thoughts on the sequel while we unbox them. The setting is also a little different than my other unboxings. I've been doing them by my dresser on the floor the past few videos, but this is a special video and I thought I would put it over here. It also just looks aesthetically much more pleasing. On the front we have Beetlejuice and Lydia. And then on the back we have a little image of them. This is based on the sequel, because this artwork is like a reference to the ending of Beetlejuice with the cake and stuff. And then when we separate these parts of the box, we see the dolls. We did our grand reveal in the mail unboxing in Cleo's video, and they look really great. Before I knew they were going to be available on Canadian Amazon, I was just going to get Lydia separately on eBay, because truthfully, she's the only one I care about in this pack. Beetlejuice is fine, but really it's all about Lydia. I've wanted the original Skullector set of these two for a while, but like that set, at the very least, $700. I'm like, girl, you tried it. So I'll settle for this. Beetlejuice and Lydia dolls. Beetlejuice, wedding planner extraordinaire. Family trapped in the afterlife and you just can't get them out? Cursed with 2 left feet and boring music taste? Want to spice up your nubitals with a little fright and delight? Call Beetlejuice. The afterlife's leading event hijacker and premier poltergeist tastemaker. Perfectly puppeteered waltz guaranteed. Grand romantic gestures straight from the heart. Unexpected guests, you betcha. One-of-a-kind wedding dress and free vial of truth serum with every contractually binding signature. Can't beat that, can ya? Please note, Beetlejuice cannot be held liable for any sandworm drop-ins. And when we remove the plastic, you can feel the dolls for the first time. I think Miss Juice has Polly. Yeah, it feels like Polly, which is crazy for a collector doll, but you know the girls over at Mattel. I'm gonna unbox them down here so it's easier for me. So, Miss Beetlejuice. I saw it in theaters when it came out, like about a week after it came out. I went to see it with my grandmother. I feel like every video I've been doing when I talk about seeing a movie, I say I went to see it with my grandmother, but like, if I'm not seeing it by myself, I'm seeing it with her. When I talked about seeing Snow White and seeing Wicked and stuff, like, I feel like I'm being a broken record. Because, again, we grew up watching the original Beetlejuice, mostly me. And she knows how much I love that movie. It was like a childhood favorite of mine and one of my favorite movies to this day. So of course we had to go see it. And we had a ball. I rated it initially 4.5 out of 5 on Letterboxd. Watching it again a few months ago, after watching the first one and the second one back to back, I did mark it down a little bit to just 4 stars instead of 4.5. Just because, like, watching the movies back to back, you really notice how drastically different they are. I think the absence of Adam and Barbara in the sequel really affected it in a way. Like, obviously I understand why they couldn't come back, because Gina Davis and Alec Baldwin have aged since 1988, as everyone would in like almost 40 years. So I understand, like, they couldn't look the same as they did back then, because ghosts don't age. But I don't know, like, they were kind of the heart of that first movie, in my opinion. Like, you could really feel their absence in a way. Although I still really like that movie, I do have to agree with some of the criticisms that it felt a little inflated. There was like a lot of new characters and some of them didn't really get fleshed out, specifically Dolores, played by Monica Bellucci. Like, the trailers made her seem like she was going to be the main antagonist of the film. But really, she was, like, not even in it all that much. She had this, like, cunty entrance. It was, like, barely in the movie after that. Honestly, I feel like she was just in it because Tim Burton wanted to insert his hot wife, as he typically does. Helena Bonham Carter, she was, like, in every movie of his. So I feel like this is going to be the same this time around, which I'm not complaining. She's gorgeous. I don't mind looking at her at all. As for Astrid, she's fine. She was basically like Lydia from the first movie, but not as cool. I'm assuming Jenna Ortega is going to be a new Tim Burton staple. As you guys know, if you're familiar with his movies, he has like a roster that he sticks to. And of course, we know Jenna Ortega was in Wednesday. Now she's in Beetlejuice. So I'm guessing she's the new Supreme in the Tim Burton verse. I'm not the craziest about Wednesday, but I'm glad that the kids like it. We need more creepy media for the kids, because there's a serious lack of it these days. Personally, I never like imagined Lydia as a character growing up and having a husband and kids. Like, I don't know why. Like, she just doesn't seem like that kind of girl to me. I always thought of her as more like an independent kind of person. But what do I know? I'm not Tim Burton. Of course, like, spoilers, I guess, if you haven't seen the movie, but the death of Delia was kind of crazy. It was like so funny and sudden when it happened, but I was kind of like, damn, like she's really dead. Assuming they make a third movie, I mean, they have to. Like Beetlejuice, like they must. Assuming they make a third movie, like she's not going to be in it. I like wonder what the third movie even would be about if they did make it. Besides a few nitpicks about the sequel, I do still really enjoy it. I'm such a huge Tim Burton stan. He's my favorite director. Some of my all-time favorite movies ever are Tim Burton movies, so I'm always excited to see a new creation of his. And although I don't love the current trend in Hollywood of nostalgia bait films, where everything is either a remake, a reboot, or a sequel, I was very thrilled to see this movie. I liked it. Of course, it's nowhere near the first movie, but I didn't expect it to be. The first movie is like near perfection in my eyes, and I just knew no matter how good this movie could have possibly been, it was never going to touch the first one. But I love how everything was mostly practical. There was very little CGI added. It was all like puppetry or stop motion or special effects or makeup, which I think, especially for nowadays where everything is like CGI Hot Mess Express, it's so refreshing and it looks so cool. The first movie is so near and dear to my heart, as there are a lot of Tim Burton films, so it was nice to see like a new story with these characters. Although unfortunately we didn't get to see Adam and Barbara. They like threw in like a random little one-off line where they like found a way to pass over. I don't know, that like didn't feel like enough for me. I really like those two as a character, even though I don't really like Alec Baldwin. I do like him in this one movie. Also, there was no mention of Otho. He was like a major side character in that first movie, like no mention of him whatsoever. I know like the actor passed away, but like no in-universe mention of him at all. Like damn, I guess he and Delia like fell out over the years. So overall, I enjoyed it very much. Definitely not as much as the first movie, but still really liked it. She is so beautiful. Surreal to hold her in my hand. Like I've wanted the Lydia doll ever since the first one came out, and it feels cool to finally have one. I love her makeup. I love to do red eye makeup like this every now and then, like a big red bold smoky eye. I think it's so sickening. Lydia Dietz, as I've stated in previous videos, is like a huge style icon to me. Not only for my dolls, but for my own style. I take a lot of inspiration from her looks in the first Beetlejuice. Like, I just love her vibe. Like that 80s trad goth kind of moment. I really love her hair too. The spiky bangs and the little bat's nest. Like, I kind of try to replicate that sort of style on a lot of my Monster High restyles. Specifically on my original character, which I don't think you girlies here on YouTube that watch me specifically here on YouTube only have seen. So I'm going to introduce you to her right now. Introducing Melody Carver. This is the first time you girlies on YouTube are seeing her. She's going to be in my new Monster High series. She's like one of the human characters. And as you can see, I took major inspiration from Lydia Dietz in her hairstyle, and I think it's really sickening. I used a Wednesday Monster High doll as a base, so it's almost like Lydia and Astrid in a way, if Astrid took major inspiration from her mother. Despite the fact that this is based on Lydia in the second movie when she is a grown woman, she's still on the little sister body that you would see on Twyla and Halloween, but that's whatever, I don't mind. I wish her, excuse me girl, I wish her stockings went all the way up. I thought they would, and you would think, but they're just like thigh-high stockings essentially. The dress kind of covers it anyway, so whatever. I love the monochromatic red, it's such an eye-popping look. But yeah, I love that, and her hair, like the black, really contrasts well with it. And you even get like another pop of red on the heels, the infamous object heels. This time around they're not so bad because they're not so like obnoxious and in your face. They're meant to be like Delia sculptures from the first movie. And Beetlejuice is their grave and then like a little beetle. I think that's like the little cartoon on the newsletter he leaves behind for Adam and Barbara. Polypropylene hair on a collector doll is kind of crazy, not gonna lie. It does add to the look kind of, because like it makes it very like voluminous and wild, which is kind of Beetlejuice's tea. And Beetlejuice's accessory is this little heart that he's giving to Lydia, which is fun. It has a little thing so she can hold it. Lydia's little accessory is a bouquet purse that matches her dress perfectly. They look really cool together. Though, hot take, I do wish Beetlejuice was a male doll. Same goes with the Chucky Skullector doll. Like, I wish they were both boys. And I know boy dolls don't sell as well as the girls, but like, I don't know, I feel like that would be pretty tea. I do wish, instead of just a simple high pony, they gave her like that iconic bat's nest look, because like that's like Lydia's signature in the movies. And I love that even in the sequel, like all this time, like she's had the same hairstyle. That's kind of like hilarious to me. She's kind of like Lisa Rinna in that way. Like she found a style that worked for her and she ran with it, period. I'm gonna do that myself because I feel like it'd make her look a lot better. I've seen some other collectors do it and it just really pulls the outfit together. And she and Melody can match. So I took a little break to do Lydia's hair to be more movie accurate. I also fixed her bangs to be a bit more pointed because I don't like how squared off they are at the ends. And I gave her her iconic updo. I like tried curling it with curlers and then I got impatient and then didn't wait for them to dry fully, so they didn't really curl properly. But I feel like it turned out okay anyway. Now her and Melody are twins. Melody's look different because the doll's hair was already like wavy, so hers are more curled at the end, which is kind of what I wanted to do for her, but kind of came out okay anyway, I think. Okay, thank you for watching my little unboxing on Beetlejuice and Lydia. Tell me in the comments what you think of them, and Beetlejuice and Beetlejuice 2. Until next time, comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys!